Yo guys, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our Bajheera official merchandise page on Design by Humans. We've been adding a bunch of new stuff to it, and I think some of the new designs and some of the new styles are pretty awesome. Some funny ones too. Definitely encourage you guys to take a moment and check this out if you haven't already. Design by Humans often runs lots of seasonal sales, and I know you can get 15% off right now on there, so if you're looking to pick up some games and gains or Bajheera's Army merch, definitely be sure to head over to our link in the description, check that out, and show it some love. Yo, what's up guys, Bajheera here. So for this video, what I wanted to do is take you through the Burning Crusade beta warrior talents as they currently stand. Now, I'm not really going to be going through any like builds or recommendations right now because I definitely have a lot of testing left to do, a lot of research left to do. But I did want to show you guys what this looks like, because if you log into Classic right now, it is not your talents are not the same as they are at level 60, which kind of threw me off a little bit. But there are some cool ones, and definitely looks like there might be some build variety that we can enjoy as Arms and Fury Warriors, and I'm sure as Prot Warriors too. But you know me, I'm all about the deeps, especially in PvP, so let's just go ahead and take a look and see what we're working with. So, right off the bat, just going through the talents. We've got Improved Heroic Strike. This one reduces the cost of Heroic Strike by 1 rage point, and you can put 3 points in that, so it makes Heroic Strike, what, like 12 rage instead of 15 rage? If you want to put all your points in, you could. This one is Parry. It increases your parry chance by 1% each talent point. Improved Rend. It increases the bleed damage done by Rend by 25%. Once again, I don't really think Rend ever really does damage, but I think that what I end up doing is putting my points into parry. But once again, I don't want to get too deep on the discussion of builds. I mostly just wanted to show you guys the talents, talk about them just a teeny bit. Improved Charge does increase the amount of rage generated by charge by 3, and you can put 2 points in there, so it's like 6 more rage per charge, which is cool. Iron Will, so this used to be in Prot, but it's now in the Arms tree. This increases your chance to resist stun and charm effects by an additional 3%. So that seems like mega busted for orcs, man. What the heck? I might have to play Horde in TBC, man. Oh my gosh, that's nutty. But yeah, you can use that as any sort of, you know, race of warrior now, which is pretty interesting. Probably a good investment over Improved Thunderclap, which reduces the cost of Thunderclap by 1 point per point. It increases the damage done by 40% and slowing the effect by an additional 4%. So I think you probably will use Thunderclap, but I don't know if you're going to use that much. I don't know if it's like increasing the amount of damage doesn't really make much sense, but maybe there's a reason for it later on. We'll see. Improved Overpower increases the critical strike chance of Overpower by 25%, and then 50%. That's juicy. You gotta take that. Anger Management is just the 1 point wonder. Generates 1 rage per 3 seconds while in combat, and it does, to me, seem to make it so that rage doesn't like go away. The rage decay after leaving combat doesn't seem to happen as quickly with Anger Management, which is cool. I like that. Makes you kind of just able to just go between mobs and just slay, which with a nice full rage bar, which is great. Deep Wounds. Crits cause the opponent to bleed, dealing 20% of your melee weapon damage over 12 seconds, which I think increases to 60%. Then you have Impale, which increases the critical strike damage of your abilities, which is, you know, that you put 2 points in, it's 20% extra damage, which is a lot. You have Good Weapon Mastery, 2 weapon specialization. It increases the damage you deal with 2 melee weapons by 1% per point, up to 5. And then you have these bad boys. 5 points in Axe specialization gets you 5% crit. 5 points in Mace specialization gets you what? Is it a 5% chance to stun? And gives you rage. I don't know. Maybe I need to put some points in to see if that scales. I am wearing a mace right now, so it wouldn't be too bad. And then this is just a 1% chance to get an extra attack with the sword. This just doesn't give you a percent chance, which is interesting. But I would imagine it should tell you that. But yeah, I didn't realize that it gave you rage too. And 3 seconds? Oh, that's a long stun, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, I think that's the meta. Is you play Mace. I'm gonna make a Storm Herald and play Mace for sure. That's gonna be really funny. That's cool that it gives you rage. Didn't realize that. So here's another weird thing. In Burning Crusade, they swapped Death Wish and Sweeping Strikes. So Sweeping Strikes is now Fury, and Death Wish is now Arms. So that's kind of interesting. If you guys didn't know about Death Wish, it's a 3-minute cooldown. It increases your physical damage by 20%. It makes you immune to fear, but it also makes you take a little bit more damage, like 5% more damage, and lasts for 30 seconds. But that's a kind of big damage increase, and that's a long damage increase. It is a 3-minute cooldown, but still, it's pretty intense. You also get improved intercept as Arms. So your intercept is like a 20-second cooldown for Arms with 2 points in this, which is sick. You have improved Hamstring, which is pretty nice. You can put 3 points in it, so Hamstring has a 15% chance to root the target for 5 seconds and just wail on them. Oh my gosh, just reading these talents to get me hyped up for BC, man. I don't think you use this thing, but it does reduce the cooldown of your big 30-minute cooldowns like the Retail, Wreck, and Shield Wall by 4 minutes, so it's probably going to make those cooldowns like an 18-minute cooldown. But it also increases their duration by 6 seconds, probably with 3 points. That's kind of cool. This is a really neat talent. Blood Frenzy, your Rend Deep Wounds abilities also increase all damage the target takes by 2%, up to 4%. So I think this talent right here is why Arms Warriors, like you bring one Arms Warrior to the raid to increase all damage that people take by 4%. So that's pretty cool. And then you have to learn good old Mortal Strike. Definitely want to get that. You still have to put a talent into it to learn it. Second Wind is really cool. Now, don't start getting too crazy. It's not quite Mist of Pandaria Second Wind. Everybody always like, oh, it's Mist of Pandaria Second Wind. I know. This is different. Whenever you're struck by a stun or immobilize effect, which is like a root, you'll generate at least, or a sheep or whatever, I guess, maybe. You'll generate 10 rage and 5% of your total health over 10 seconds. So that becomes like 20 rage and 10% of your total health. So if like, you can imagine, like, you know, if you get stunned by anything, you're gonna, or rooted by anything, you're gonna generate rage and heal yourself, which is so nice. That's so cool. This talent right here, Improved Mortal Strike, it reduces the cooldown of your Mortal Strike by 0.2 seconds and increases the damage it causes by 1%. And you can put 5 talent points in there, but 5 talent points for 5% damage and 1% off the cooldown seems like a lot. But I've been experimenting with some deep arms on the beta, and I actually kind of like it. I don't know if I love this talent, though, so maybe there's another way to get enough points in arms to also get Endless Rage, because that's kind of cool. You generate 25% more rage from damage dealt. I was doing this, like, Fury Arms hybrid thing. That was a little bit more like what I did in Classic on my Warrior. But, like I said, I've been experimenting with deep arms on the beta, just like questing and stuff, and it actually feels pretty good. So I might keep messing around with that. But I think we'll have plenty of time to experiment. But yeah, Arms has some really cool stuff. I like Arms talents a lot. But we can look at the Fury stuff too. For Fury, we've got pretty much the same stuff. Cruelty gives you just more crit, which is always super nice. Booming Voice increases the AoE and duration of your Battle Shout, Demo Shout, Commanding Shout. This is good for shouting out rogues out of stealth and stuff like that. And for noobs like me who just forget to buff Battle Shout because it's such a short duration. This increases the efficacy of your melee attack buff from Battle Shout and the melee attack power debuff from Demo Shout. This gives you a chance to generate an extra rage point when you deal melee damage with a weapon. Probably cool for Fury when you attack often, but for Arms I feel like it's less powerful because you only attack like once every 3.5 seconds, and a chance to get 1 point of rage off of that is like, nah, probably not going to take that one. Anyway, increases the damage done by Cleave is kind of fun. I don't know if you usually take this as Arms, but I mean, Cleave, it's fun to press Cleave, and with Sweeping Strikes Cleave, ba-bang, I mean, that's a big damooch. Probably gonna definitely want to get into Fury Tree for Piercing Howl. That's just too juicy, especially this too. Like, rogues are really good in Classic and BC, but I mean, like, if a rogue stuns you and crits you, you're generating, like, you know, 13% of your health during that, and rage during that, and you come out of the stun enraged. It's like, ooh, it's gonna be pretty nice. Or you play Orc and you just resist that bad boy. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to play Orc. I'm gonna have to play Bajheera's in TBC. That might be fun. Anyway, here's another one that buffs your attack power of Battle Shout and Commanding Shout too. So those two go together. That's a lot of damooch. But I think you had these in Classic anyway. Some of these are still very similar to Classic. This is dual wield specialization, increase the damage done by your offhand weapon. Improved execute, reduces the rage cost of execute. Here's the juicy one, man. Enrage gives you up to, what, 25% extra melee damage bonus for 12 seconds. Up to a maximum of 12 swings as being a victim of a critical strike. So somebody crits you and you just get enraged and start slamming them. That's so insane, man. And here's what's crazy. Is because you have enough talent points, you can actually do frenzy builds. Increases your next... increase the attack speed by 5% for your next 3 swings after dealing a melee critical strike. So you can play two-handed flurry as arms in BC because you have enough talent. So that's pretty cool. I'll have to see if we can make some builds work with that. That sounds real fun. What sounds not as fun, but actually kind of is nuts, from what I understand, is casting slams with improved slam. You just have to like weave your auto attacks and stuff in a certain way. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, you can do big slam builds. Which people did that in Classic a little bit, but still, this is pretty cool. Sweeping Strikes, yeah, once again, Sweeping Strikes is a Fury talent now, which is kind of weird. But you can definitely still get enough points in the Fury tree to snag this, and you're probably going to want to. I don't know if you can still do it as deep arms, but maybe. Weapon Mastery, I guess it just gives you reduced chance to be dodged, but the reduction of disarm duration is kind of cool. But it does not stack with the disarm duration reducing effects, so you're either going to have to give up some talent points or you give up your enchant, basically, is kind of what this does. But it also takes a lot of points in Fury, so I don't know if you're really going to get into those arms. Berserker Rage can generate Rage for you if you do improve Berserker Rage. We already looked at Flurry, very exciting. I like the idea of Flurry. Like little procs and stuff is always exciting, I think. Could be fun to just level his Fury for that, too. This increases your chance to hit with melee weapons. You need a lot of hit his Fury, so that's nice. Reduces the cooldown of Whirlwind by, I guess, 1 or 2 seconds if you put 2 points into it. You gotta learn Bloodthirst. Does a little bit of damage, heals you a teeny little bit, which is great too. It's nice. Then you have Improved Berserker Stance, which increases the attack power and reduced threat while in Berserker Stance, which is what you're gonna be doing as Fury. And then you have Rampage, where he goes on a rampage, increasing attack power by 30 and causing most successful melee attacks to increase the attack power by an additional 30. This effect will stack up to 5 times. Last 30 seconds. This ability can only be used after scoring a crit, which you crit fairly often as Fury, but that's cool. Definitely some neat Fury stuff if you like to do Fury DPS, but for me, I'm mostly like, okay, so what can I use as arms? And so you can definitely get into some of these talents depending on how deep you go. Now, Prod has some interesting stuff too, and on the what I'm calling the deep arms build that I'm playing on beta, I did actually incorporate some Prod stuff, at least for like early on, for like leveling, because Tactical Mastery is now in the Prot tree, and I don't know if it was before. I really don't remember. I mean, like I played Classic, I swear, but it was at a time where Archer was like he was a real new baby, so definitely a lot of sleep deprivation and not a lot of memory retention. So probably have to double check some of my stuff here. But anyway, Tactical Mastery is in the Prot tree, and it is so nice. Now I will say that in BC, I think it's new, that you get a talent that gives you like the ability to keep 10 rage when you swap stances, which is pretty cool. But this is a 3-point thing, which will give you it'll give you 15 extra rage, so you have like 25 rage when you swap stances, which is like super nice. That's like mandatory for me. I'm not really like super crisp with my stance management. I feel like I just like, you know, I probably just need more practice too, but swapping stances, having to wait for rage, ugh, it just feels terrible. So I love this talent. Interestingly enough, it also increases the threat generated by your Mortal Strike and Bloodthirst while in D-stance. So it's like, if you need to be like an off tank as arms or Fury, this is basically like one of those talents that's trying to help you do that, which is cool. Another talent that's nice for rage that I do use in the deep arms build, just because I just didn't really have better place to put the points, is increased Blood Rage. So you get a little bit extra rage when you use Blood Rage. This increases your defense, which is probably going to be important for tanks. Good old shield specialization increases your chance to block attacks with the shield, and has a 20% chance to generate 1 rage when a block occurs. That's cool. This just increases your armor. It's a 5-point thing, so you can probably go up to 10. This is you got to get last stand if you're a tank. It's an 8-minute cooldown, but it does give you 30% of your maximum health for 20 seconds. That health does fall off afterwards, so watch out. Improved shield block allows your shield block ability to block an additional attack and increases the duration by 1 second. That's pretty cool. Ooh, improved revenge gives you a revenge ability of 15 chance to stun the target for 3 seconds. That's maximum troll. I wonder if you can, like, I don't know, go mace stun and revenge stun somehow. I don't know. It'd be funny. Defiance increases the threat generated by your attacks by 5% while in D-stance. You're probably gonna need that if you're trying to tank for sure, right? I'm not as knowledgeable about tank stuff, and that's even less than normal about my classic knowledge. But anyway, still going through the talents. It reduces the cost of your Sunder Armor Devastate ability. That's nice. Good old rage management. Good old disarm. It increases the duration of your disarm ability by 1 second. So it's kind of a heavy investment, but I mean that's a long disarm, I guess, if it's gonna be an extra 3 seconds if you put all them points in there. It reduces the cooldown of your taunt by 1 second. That seems probably pretty worthwhile. Spamming taunt while tanking. Increase the effect duration of your shield wall. Okay, longer shield wall is always good. Now you probably can actually come down and do some like really troll stun builds. Revenge stun and concussion blow. I don't think you can go mace stun if you go that far, but maybe. That's funny. You could just be like a utility prot where you're just running around stunning people in BGs. It's so annoying, but it would be funny. I'm pretty sure concussion blow was in classic too, so I'm sure that people have tried that. That's funny though, that warriors have just an on-demand stun that's 5 seconds long and revenge stun. Hilarious. Hilarious. Now, is it going to be a 45% chance if you put 3 points into it? That's absurd. That's really funny. It gives your shield bastion ability a 50% chance to silence the target. What? Oh wait, is it a 100% chance? Dude, prot warriors sound so annoying. They probably don't do any damage, but you just like throw them on a healer and just like let them go to work, just annoying the crap out of them. That's funny. This increases the amount of damage absorbed by your shield. Okay, that's cool. One-hand weapon mastery makes you do more damage with a one-hander. It's nice. Reduces all spell damage while taking a defensive stand. Okay, that's good because I guess warriors don't have as much magical mitigation, so there you go. Take a little bit less magical damage. It's cool. Shield slam. Slam those guys. Give you a bunch of rage, and it does dispel 1 magical effect and a lot of threat. Okay, cool. Cool. Cost 20 rage. I don't know if I said it gives you a lot of rage. I meant it gives you a lot of threat. But yeah, dispelling a magical effect. I'm not sure if that was new to BC or not. It's cool. This just reduces the rage cost of your offensive abilities. Wow, that's kind of a big value talent right there. Vitality increases your stamina and strength by 2%. Or stamina by 1%, strength by 2%, I should say. Then Devastate. Sunders the target's armor, causing the Sunder Armor effect. In addition, causes 15% of weapon damage plus 50 for each application of Sunder Armor on the target. That's cool. And Sunder can still stack up to 5 times. Interesting. Yeah, that's some cool talents. There's definitely gonna be some fun builds to play around with. I mean, even the prot stuff sounds kind of fun if you wanted to tank. I don't know if I'm gonna really get into tanking too much, but it's always a cool option to be able to put some work in as a tank if you wanted to. It's pretty valuable in PvE. I think warrior tanks are probably still okay, but I'm primarily just interested in arms still. I think Fury does look really fun. Fury is so good in like classic WoW, and I just really didn't get into it for some reason. I think I just didn't feel like respecking all the time, and I just wanted to play arms because arms playstyle for me is pretty fun and it's good in PvP. But yeah, for arms you have like deep arms options. You have like the hybrid arms Fury options where you can get down into flurry and stuff. I think you have enough talents for like sweeping strikes flurry. That could be really fun. But the deep arms idea of just generating a ton of rage does sound pretty fun too. This is weird that you have to spend 5 talent points to get 1 second knocked off a Mortal Strike and make it deal just a little bit more damage. But maybe it'll be good. I don't know. You got some fun options. But I did want to just take you guys through the talents on the beta as they stand now. I don't think the talents are going to change a whole lot because I'm pretty sure they're just going to stick to the 2.4.3 balance patch and just let it ride. So I don't really expect to see a whole lot of changes, but what I do expect to see is a lot of theory crafting and figuring out what builds are good, what talents are good, maybe even find some stuff that people didn't really think about back in the day that is good now. And of course, as that information arrives, and I do more testing as well, I will certainly be happy to share different builds with you that I think are good, that other people think are good, and keep you guys posted so you can go out there and tear it up on your warrior in BC. I think we got a little while to go before BC comes out, but hopefully some of you guys will get access to the beta, pump this thing up, have some fun, make some gains together. But either way, let's wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to show it some love if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more classic TBC content, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace!